Hi there, it's Catherine here from Inky Finger Cat, and a couple of days ago I did a journal page. Let me just grab it. There it is. And I had one coloured piece of rose cluster left, so I thought, let me just put that back safely where it was. I thought I would take some of the scrap of the wallpaper that I've got left, which is this gorgeous sort of wood effect. Well, that didn't cut very well. Maybe I'll have a torn of it. And maybe build it up and make it into a card somehow. We'll see how we go. Right, so first things first, take all these scraps out of my toy mat and make it work properly. No, definitely doesn't like this paper very much. Okay, maybe I won't be using this wallpaper to make a background. Maybe I found a different piece of pattern paper. No, that doesn't look right. That'll do, it's a bit different. So I happen to have a scrap of black and a scrap of this pattern paper. I think it was a Halloween set of paper actually, randomly. I think my trimmer blades definitely need replacing because they're just fluffing everything at the moment. And I'm going to make a quick and simple card. So first of all, we've got this fabulous stamp, which is the Petal Palette Rose Cluster, and it comes with some coordinating dies. So I stamped it onto some book print with archival ink, and then I watercoloured it using Stampin' Pinks. This one has got Old Olive, I think it was Lucky Limeade, which is an old retired colour, and Perfect Plum was what I used to do this one. This is an old Stampin' Up DSP. I think it was called Howling Tooth and Scaring Bone or something along those lines. I'm thinking that might look quite cute. I'm also looking just to the right off the screen because I've got loads of scraps of bits and pieces going on, and I'm thinking, do we want a bit of pink in there? Yeah, I think we do. So I'm just going to cut that bit off. There we go. Works nicely. And at the moment I'm trying my hardest to use up bits and pieces that are on my desk rather than getting new stuff out, because I've got myself into a bit of a mess again, and I find it impossible to not go and buy new stuff, but I'm really trying hard to use up some of the scraps of what I've got around before I dig into new at the moment. I think that's nice, and I think that'll look nice on there. Now, it did come, as I said, with some coordinating dies, and there's some fabulous dies in this set. So that's the one that cuts this out, and then you've got some others that cut particular shapes out, but you've got these fab foliage type ones. I mean, this is just gorgeous, and I'm wondering if I did it in black maybe and put it around there. So have I got some black cardstock I can use? I have indeed. So let me just put some so it'll go through the die cutting machine. I think we'll do a couple of those, and I think also this little one looks interesting, and we'll do a couple of those as well. So I'll just pause whilst I do my die cutting. So, done some die cutting. I might do a little bit more again in a minute. We'll just see what this looks like. Gotta poke out all these little doodads. Don't know what they're called, but little blobs. There we go. Right. See, the coming up with random words is probably why I do very little talking on YouTube. I think that plus a couple of those. Whoops. Oh, I think that looks fab. And then we want some kind of sentiment there. So I'm going to think about my sentiment. So there are sentiments that come with Petal Palette because it's a 2-box one. But I'm not entirely sure I want to use any of those. Although the congratulations might be quite nice. But I'm wondering about a Mother's Day card. Happy Mother's Day. That might work nicely. There. So let me just layer it back up again and make sure I'm happy with that. And I'm going to put these two coming down here. And then that going off. And then Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, I think that works. Right, so this is from the Oh So Succulent set. A stamping block that's got a line on it so I can line things up. Make sure I get it straight. And I think for a change, I'm going to use my Versify. There we go, happy with that. Troll we've got. I'm going to use my Nuvo glue pen to adhere these. I'm not bothered about getting them so that they're completely covered in adhesive, but I just want most of the stem to be covered. And that'll be nice. And then what I do is stick something reasonably heavy over the top. It just helps to hold it down whilst I do the others. Right, so that's that done. Now I'm going to put this down with a little bit of pin flare. I've not got very much left in this. In fact, I'm going to pause this and add some more to my syringe. Okay, so added some more to glue to the syringe. And this way I know it's going to adhere. And it gives me a little bit of wiggle room, so I can just fiddle a little bit with it. There we go. I'm really happy with that. So, do we want some more pink? I have got more pink. Or does that over pink it? Well, do you know what? I'm going to try it and see. So this is quite heavy now with all of the different bits and pieces on it and the different card stocks. I'm using this glue because then I know it's definitely going to stay stuck. Whereas tape does have a tendency, when it starts to get a bit heavy, of not sticking quite as well. Okay, now I'm going to do what I always do, add some shine and sparkles. So I absolutely love my Wink of Stella brush pen, and I'm just going to add that onto the flowers. Just gives that gorgeous sheen and shimmer to it, just to the flowers. Nice. I'll show if you can catch that on the light of the with the camera or not. Right, card blank. Oh, the card blank's got a little bit of a mark on that side, so let's turn it over. Perfect. And again, because it's quite heavy, hang on a second, let me just make sure I've done a nice neat crease on that. But yeah, again, because it's quite heavy now, again I'm using the pin flare to make sure that it sticks and doesn't come off. Especially because my Mother's Day card is going to have to go to Spain, as my parents aren't back in the country until after Mother's Day. Right, I'm super happy with that. I do, however, think it needs a couple of gems. So, do we go for bright pinky purples? I think. Pale pinks. Or bright pinks. Oh, I think bright pink. My mum's a colourful person. She needs something colourful. Apologies, I just hit the camera. Sorry if that sent you all dizzy. Yeah. Liking it. Oops. Yes, I think that's perfect. So, one Mother's Day card made. Didn't know that's what I was making, but not bad considering all I started with really was a leftover bit of stamping that didn't go onto a journal page. And the difference between that and that is quite dramatic considering it's the same base stamp and I started with the same idea and have made two completely different items. So, yeah, really happy with that. If you enjoyed this process, then please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please don't forget to subscribe. And pretty much, I make everything. Something really different every single time. So, never something to be repeated. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, bye.